I think a lot of discussions that otherwise wouldn't normally lead towards environmental considerations suddenly do. So if we have any kind of waste, perhaps we try and get it obviously be recycled responsibly, but now we're sort of thinking, well, could we try and support our local community? Could we try and give it to universities? Could we try and help them with, school engineering projects? If we have waste materials, can we, try and support the local community with stuff? And then also, as you were saying, with energy, try to do solar panels on our roof. It's actually social and environmental considerations that perhaps you wouldn't have thought about before. The audits as well, every 2 years, which are always quite a sort of nerve-wracking endeavor. They get you to kind of, I guess, every 2 years really try and up the game. And they make the standards harder every couple of years as well, so they really put the squeeze on you. It's things like packaging, for example. We weren't necessarily thinking about what we were doing with the incoming packaging, but now we shred it. We use it as sort of packaging our outbound goods. So, it just helps you consider every single aspect, from the way that you're looking after your employees to the products you're sending out, what you're doing with the waste. We own our own premises, so we have solar panels on the roof, as I said, but that's allowed us, I guess, to kind of alleviate the cost increases as well. So we save on energy prices, which means we'd have to put our prices up. So there is a sort of socio-economic benefit and balance to be made, and I think it can actually really benefit to have something like that guiding you.
Xander, is there a commercial advantage to doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it gives you a holistic view of the company, how you're behaving, how the people feel within the company as well. What I was going to chime in on is if we're talking about the cost of EPDs or LCAs and these, they're expensive things. If you've got an EPD you want to get between 6 and 12 grand for one range, you got 20 ranges. There's a serious amount to
doing it retrospectively.
Exactly. This is one of the big things. So with Part L, 95 lumens per circuit watt for general lighting, L2 for commercial spaces. We thought that was the minimum. We're now being asked to do 145 lumens per watt for a product which we could have got EPD accredited. The reason they're doing that is because if we're doing a large scheme and you're doing your carbon accounting, the easiest upgrade to do in every single room is the light. So if you're suddenly just smashing every single room up to 145 lumens per watt, the legislation is changing so quickly that we could easily have done the development, done a 95 lumen per circuit watt fitting, got it EPD accredited across an entire range for 100 grand. And then suddenly we realized that M&E consultants are going, it's way easier this way. And then we're 100 grand out of pocket and we have to redesign the product again. So again, it's all, in my opinion, legislation, having one umbrella term that we all need to abide by. And, particularly conversations with the government. And then it's a whole nother topic of what makes up good quality light and why measuring lumens per circuit watt, why is, flicker and color temperature and things like that not important. If we have less flicker, you can improve the reading and accuracy and memory retention of children in schools, which then would help the economy and. But it's a big topic with many variables, but I think ultimately it's the legislation needs to be concrete and everyone needs to be aligned, and I think it starts at government level, in my opinion. I think the hardest thing is just when a project is finished and completed and the contractor leaves, there may be an O&M manual handed over, but when it changes hands 2 or 3 times, that disappears. And then, we've said that we'll take Cat A fittings and refurb them, kind of thing. We've been doing, we call it regen, but we've been regenerating our fittings for 14 years since the start because of the modularity of it. But in reality, even though we put it on our boxes and it goes to site that the contractors can use it, half the time we still get LEDs wired straight to mains with no driver. So, people aren't reading the instructions necessarily, even if we have a QR code on the box. It's very difficult. I just wonder how easy it is for you to get your fittings.
No, you're right. And that's really where I fully accept that you've got a much more complex supply chain. The reality is that probably 95% of our business goes direct with an end user, a retail chain. And that, they also know that, the life cycle of their stores might be 5 to 10 years. So they'll likely refresh the stores and therefore say, well, what do we do with these products? Okay, well, now we know we can take them back and get a few pounds for them. Or a lease break or an exit, they'll have dilapidations to do. So they still need to strip the goods out and do something with them. And I accept that our market is a more straight line between supply an end user, and therefore it's easier to do. But you know, Xander, you're a B Corp, right? So challenges just come as standard, and you know, you're obviously a great business that's able to meet those challenges, and that's you know, I think businesses like some of the ones you see here should be the ones leading this challenge, because you know, they're not traditionalists.
You all seem to be saying that going green is its own reward, and it works, and which is great. I mean, is that what you're saying? Is everybody happy? I'm happy to.